What's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a good weekend. So today I want to talk about car enthusiasts, just like the title says. We're gonna get right into it, but before that, update on the E90. So I made a video about a month or two ago. I'll let you guys know that my neighbor, crashed into the front of my car, messed up the bumper and the headlight or whatever. The car's been in the shop for about 3 weeks. The insurance just sent me an email yesterday, and they're saying because of the amount of the cost for the parts or labor or whatever it is, it exceeds 80%. So they're probably gonna total the car. Kind of crazy. I just spent all that money and time putting into that car, and now they're gonna total it. So I'm waiting to hear something back. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I just know that they're probably not gonna give me enough money, to cover what I've already put into the car. So that kind of sucks. I don't know what's next. If I'll buy another BMW or if I'll just buy another Honda, I'm not sure. But I will update you guys later on that. But for today, we're talking about Teslas. Oh, it's not behind me, it's nearby. But I want to talk about car enthusiasts. Is it good for car enthusiasts to buy a Tesla? Can you still be called a car enthusiast if you like Teslas or electric cars in general? So let's start with a definition of what a car enthusiast is. So I went to Urban Dictionary, and simply a car enthusiast is someone who has an obsession with cars. They like anything to do with cars, their counterparts, how it's built, how it's made, whatever. They can talk about cars for hours. They don't hate on other people. Apparently, in any dictionary, hating on other people is not an enthusiast at all. It's just still a hater. But a car enthusiast is just someone who simply loves cars. Now, what does that mean? You love cars. Does that mean you like to modify cars? You like speed? You like to customize interiors, or actually you like wheels? I think it can cover all of that. But let's see. I mean, when the Tesla came out, I was like, I don't know, it doesn't have any sound, whatever. But I've been driving a Tesla for the past 3 weeks, and I'm kind of liking it. So this is the 2021 Tesla Model 3. For those of you that care about speed, well, it's very fast. This is the lowest model Tesla 3, the Model 3. This is the lowest level, not even the long range, but it's the lowest model, and it's very fast. Acceleration is instant. Like, you don't hear any gears, you don't hear anything actually. It's pretty quiet, but you're moving past everyone else. So I think the 0 to 60 in this one, for the low range model, it's about 5.5 or 5.3 seconds. And then for the higher tier, it's about 3.1, I believe. You can check the Tesla website for that. So 3.1 to 5.6 seconds, that's pretty fast for, a car that's electric. Now, I'm not like an engineer or anything. I don't know how all this electric stuff works. I just know that it's kind of crazy. All right, so we give you a little walk around of this car. So to start off, this car comes with 18-inch wheels standard. Now, the design, you can love it or hate it. I'm a little in between. I think I'd like something a little bit more customized, but they do the job. And they don't look too bad actually. So 18-inch wheels. So we're gonna just start off in the back here. So it's not a bad look. So this car is near $60,000. I think that when these first came out, they were around 30 something. So around 60 grand, it is a lot to pay for a car. But then you also have to factor in, you don't have to pay for gas. You don't have to pay for oil changes, coolant, flushes, any of that. Like, there's another extra cost. So at the beginning it's expensive, but over time it it kind of adds up. It kind of evens out. So the back of the car, you can see it's almost Like it almost has like that hatch look. So I mean, so it is a sedan, but it's kind of a hatch look as well. As you can see, this roof just extends all the way to the back. So you can even see when you open the trunk, that you can just see straight through. So a little different than, you know, traditional sedans. And then, I mean, this is all glass, all the way from the back, all the way to the windshield, just all glass, panoramic roof. So now we've got these black and red headlights here, little black exterior, really nice. But on this side, it's a little different because if you press it open, this is where you charge it. This car doesn't take any traditional gas. It's not a hybrid at all. It's just complete battery. Now, some of us might get scared. We're like, well, what if you run out of battery? If you're on the road, if you're traveling. Well, the cool thing is that when you're traveling in this car, it actually shows you on the screen all the charging stations that are nearby. And if you're navigating somewhere, it's gonna map out charging stations on your route and automatically add them for you. So, and I'll show you how that works as well. But coming out to the bottom of the car, we've got little reflectors here. We've got this little back little lip. Now, as you can see, there's no exhaust at all. Nothing sticking out, not even for cosmetic, just for looks. There's just nothing. It's completely flat. If you look under the bottom of the car, it's completely just flat all the way through. Like there's no engine at the bottom. There's no oil pan. There's just nothing. But coming around to the side of the car, you'll notice the door handles. Now these door handles are pretty cool. They're very flush with the car. So to create, good for aerodynamics to go straight through. To open, all you do is push. Now, this side of the car is kind of built for right hand. The other side is built for left hand. So I'm gonna try to do this with my left hand here. You just push it, you pull it open, and there you go, door's open. So this side of the car, on both sides, we've got cameras everywhere. Now mirrors, these do fold in. Now, I do like the round shape of most mirrors. I'm not really liking the little square shape that it has here. It took me a little while to get used to, but it does the job. You'll notice there's two different shades to this mirror here. Now you can't feel it, but you can see it. So there's a little darker one here, there's a lighter one here. So what happens is when you're actually inside in the monitor, and let's say it's dark outside, you can set these to auto dim. So for anyone that's, bright lights behind you or, close or nearby, it's going to darken that mirror for you so that you're not blinded. So, and I did give you one wrong thing about the cameras. So there is a camera here, and there's also a camera here in this little spot. Now it looks like it's just like decoration, but it does serve a purpose. So there is a turn signal here, and there's also a camera here. Now, this camera here, actually, if you're backing up into a space, this actually shows the bottom. So if you're like trying to park on the lines, it does show where the lines are for that camera. And then this one here, when you're going left, turning left or turning right, this one will show anything that's on the side of you. Now looking at this roof again, I did mention that the glass goes from the back all the way to the front. Like literally, this is all glass. That's kind of crazy. So someone asked me, what happens if you have a rollover, an accident? Well, I'm assuming it would break. So coming to the front, so we have these little vents here. We've got the little front vent, bottom turn signals here, as well as the light. Now, it's a beautiful car. You look at this car, it's beautiful. Whether you're a car enthusiast or not, you can't deny that the car actually looks really good. Now if I imagine this car with some sound, it might be even better, but it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna see if I can show you these turn signals here. So you can see the left side of the car, the driver's side, built for left hands, a lot easier to open than trying to do it with the right hand. So let me see here. There we go. All right, so you can see these turn signals here. And everything's LED in this car. Now I'm gonna show you what that looks like on the screen. So that's a turn signal there. So it's showing the left side of the car. Now if I switch it, it's gonna show the other side of the car. So that's pretty cool. So if you're driving and there's someone that you just don't see that might be in a blind spot, it helps you see them so that you don't hit them. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what they call the frunk, which is what we call a hood on normal cars. So generally when you open a trunk, you expect to see an engine, you know, some filters and like a bunch of stuff, right? All you got here is just a space where you can put some stuff. You've got this little thing here. Now, I don't know how to do any type of maintenance on this car. You know, I'm used to working on gasoline powered cars, so I wouldn't even know where to start. But you've got space here to put some luggage. Windshield wiper fluid. Mine's actually out right now, so I need to put some in there. But that's it. Now, if you go to the back of the car, we've got your actual hood. Now, inside the hood, it's actually pretty spacious. So I've gotten like two suitcases in here, like two large suitcases, or I've got one large suitcase with a bunch of stuff in the front. And it fits pretty well. Now, we got a little section here on the side. And then if you lift this up, you've got more space to store things just underneath. So pretty nice, pretty clean. Up above, we have the trunk button to close, so you don't have to slam it yourself. And then of course inside we have the emergency release, just in case for some reason you get locked inside the car, you can get out. So pretty nifty features. It's got all the features of a normal car, of, you know, a more expensive car, but it just doesn't run on gas. So we're gonna go ahead and close this. And we're gonna take it to the inside. All right, so inside the car, it's actually pretty spacious. You can get these in different color upgrades. Black is standard, you can get white, and I think there's something else also. But as you can see from the dash, it's very minimal. There's no cluster to show you how fast you're going, to show you like the gas hand, the RPMs. So for car enthusiasts who are used to seeing that kind of stuff, you're gonna miss it. It's gonna take a while to get used to. The steering wheel, you know, pretty basic. You know, we've got the buttons here, which will have a lot of different functions, as well as the right one, and I'll show you that on the screen. Your normal turn signal, as well as a button here you push in for your wipers, and then your control lever for going from park to drive. So door panels here, you're gonna find that same little wood, you know, light wood grain feel. Now, I'm not really feeling the wood grain, the same as the BMW. Like I think wood grain is kind of like 80s. I mean, I would have did like a brushed metal in this car. Now they do have the brushed metal on the bottom. You know, maybe they should have just put this in a color, or just also put this in a brushed metal, but that's just me. Little padding here, we've got Alcantara, very soft, very nice. It's kind of padded. Now, as for the leather in this car, I'm not sure if this is leather or if it's pleather. It's very easy to wipe off. So I noticed when there's like drops of water or anything like that, like rain, it's very easy to wipe. There's no like the crazy lines like the old leather that you have. So pretty nice. We've got little pockets here. As you can see, it fits, you know, a bunch of crap. And then I can actually fit my shaker cup in this hole, so it's pretty big. Model 3 door sills in all black. I do like that, even though it doesn't light up or anything, or it's not like metal. Like, I love the all black look. On the side of the seats, we can go forward, we can go backward. You know, we've got for the back seat part, we can let it back or forward. The seat also goes up and down, and it has lumbar support for your lower back. So up front, we've got what would traditionally be a gas pedal and a brake pedal. On this car, it's no different. So it's automatic. It's a gas pedal, or you can say an acceleration pedal, since it doesn't actually take any gas, and then the brake pedal, which you actually don't really use, because the way that I have this car set up right now, as you release your foot off of the gas pedal, the car slows down on its own gradually. The steering wheel, it does have, you know, the automatic tilt, or, you know, you can raise it or lower it. You can do that through the menu. Almost everything in this car, except for the seats, are controlled through that screen over there. Take you around to the back seats. Now the back seats, they are pretty spacious. I do travel with people in here. I haven't had any complaints that it was tight or anything. On the back, let me see, can I get back there with this thing attached? Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm gonna try to zoom in. All right, so we do have your little seat belt hooks for your car seats. And then you can see there's speakers back there as well. Now the sound system in this car, it's okay. It's premium, but if you're a BMW owner, it's not going to be as premium as the BMW. So I mean, right now I compare every sound system to that one, even though some people with BMWs they feel like other systems are better, but I do like the system in the BMW. So the back door panel, if you notice, the front one, it had a speaker on the bottom. This one actually has a little circle speaker here. Same Alcantara material on the door handle. Just window functions to go up and down, and then the door, which you pretty much just press and push the door to go out. It doesn't have an actual handle to open anything to break. It's just a button. So sitting in the back, we've got the AC vents for the passenger and the we'll say all the passengers, because they all sit in the back. We've got USB ports here so people can charge their phones while they're driving. And then of course, if you look up, we've got the dome lights in the back, and then pretty much the entire ceiling from the front to the back is all glass. So while you're driving, you can look at the trees, look at the clouds, look at whatever you want. It is tinted, so you're not burning. That's the only thing that's tinted on this car, because these windows aren't tinted. But pretty nice. And of course, this armrest does come down as well. And you've got your cup holders in there. So I say overall, pretty spacious interior. It does have child door locks, and you control that from the menu as well. You don't see any, kind of buttons here where you can turn that on or just like, swipe it usually. Everything is controlled from the menu. All right, so sitting inside the car, I'm 5'8", so I mean, I'm not that tall, but it's pretty spacious. So this seat is it back as far as it can go? Actually, no, there's still more space to go back. So I think for a person that might be 6 feet or something like that, you'll still be good to fit, you'll have space in this car. So looking in the center console here, so we've got this little center one where you push it back. Now it's got like a little space here where you can fit things. Let's see. So it's pretty deep. You can put a bottle in there, or a few bottles actually. So quite a bit of space. What I've noticed is that when I have anything to drink in there, so for example, I had a Capri Sun, sitting inside this, usually if it's inside a car with no AC on, it's going to be really hot. But inside this little space, for some reason, Now, I don't know if this is a thing, but I feel like there's some kind of air in there that keeps your drink cold, because that Capri Sun was cold. So it may just be me, but I'm not sure. So this little thing, you just push it and it closes. So pretty cool. Standard 2-cup holders. As you can see, it fits, this bottle pretty well. I also sit my shaker cup here if it would no problem. Now coming to the armrest. Now we've got quite a big space here as well if you want to put things like gum or your keys or a phone or whatever. It's quite a bit of space to fit some extra things in here. Now these two spaces right here, I can't show you how they work because I'm actually using the phone to record this video, but both spaces, if you place your phone in it, it has a phone charger, so you don't have to use a USB cable. Now I do find with my phone, since I'm using navigation pretty much all the time, I need my cable in for a part of the day, because this, even though I think it is a fast charger, it doesn't charge as fast if you're using navigation, which does drain a lot of battery. We have your glove compartment over here. Now this is actually it's actually locked with a code, so I can't open it right now. And I did mention the door handles here. You press this thing here, open it out. The window automatically lets down a little bit when you press it. When you close it, the window lets back up. Now your screen here. Now the screen, it shows you how much battery percentage you have left. So I have 39 miles to go. I'm purposely letting this drain a little low so I can go charge it, so I can show you on the video. And also because lately it hasn't been getting that full charge, which is 251.54, I believe it is. It's only been charging about 244. So I want to let it drain a little bit and then plug it up and see if it'll charge full. Now on the menu here. All right, so I need to go charge the battery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this screen while I'm moving. I'm actually going to connect this to a device so that it's just sitting still. I'm not holding the phone while driving. Always practice safety. And then while it's charging, I will walk you through the menu. To start off, I'm going to show you how to find a charger. So basically, if you press the little navigate as if you're gonna search a direction, you have options for your recents, your favorites. You can set your home, your work, whatever. So I'm gonna set charging here, and it's gonna show all the charging stations that are near me. Now it shows how much each charger is. So 16 kilowatt, 8 kilowatt, 150, 250. Now me personally, I only use a 250. So I only go to a specific charging station to charge the car every time. I don't bother using the slow ones because I do want to hurry up. So I'm going to put this one here, and it does show them on the map as well, but I'm going to choose this one here and want to park. So what it's going to do is going to calculate the route to the charger. Even if you know where it is, you should always calculate to the route, because it's going to get your battery ready to be charged. So it's going to pull it down some so that it's ready. Now this one's not showing it right now. Usually it shows it here at the top that it's getting the battery ready. Maybe because it's already down to 38% or 38 miles, sorry, that it doesn't let it, it doesn't have to show it, but usually it shows it right there. And then this, it shows, you can show 15% or 38 miles. So it tells you how much battery you have. So I'm going to connect this to a device, and we're going to head over to the charger right now and plug this bad boy in, and then I'll walk you through the screen. Now when you're outside of the car for a while, you do have to tap the key. So I'm going to do that. Now as you can see, there's no startup, there's no sound. The only thing you hear right now is the AC. If I turn the AC off, there's nothing. So it's as if you're sitting inside of a car that's just parked and not running. But we're gonna go ahead and head over to this station. So as you can see on the screen, it does have a few nifty features. For example, you can see here that the cars are all around you. You can also see that the stoplight is here. So it knows when the stoplight is green. It also knows when the stoplight is red. As you can see, there's a car behind me because it is showing the wall that's moving here. You can see that car that just passed me. It showed that car on the left side. It now shows it in the front. I'm gonna wait here until that traffic clears. So I'm sitting behind the light right now because there's cars that are past the stoplight ahead, so I don't want to block the intersection. It shows you when there are stop signs around. This is actually not a stop sign, it's a do not enter for the traffic that will be coming from the opposite direction. Now, it is pretty cool that it can distinguish between cars, SUVs, and trucks. I haven't really paid attention to what it looks like when a motorcycle is nearby to see if it knows the difference, but I assume that it would since it does know all the other vehicles. It also knows when a person is walking by, it will show them in your screen. If for some reason, let's say I'm driving right now and the car that's in front of me decides to turn right abruptly, this car will start beeping and it's going to put that car in red to let me know that, that car's moving or there might be, some kind of danger ahead. So as you can tell from listening, there's no engine sound, there's no exhaust. What you do hear is the air, and you do hear the road noise. So the car is insulated, but you can still hear the road. So that gives you some kind of feeling of being in a car, besides the fact that you're moving around. These windshield wipers are automatic, so they automatically come on when the rain starts, and they gradually move faster or slower depending on how fast it's raining. All right, so we are almost at the charging station. Go ahead and pull in. Now, typically when you select a charging station, it does show you how many cars are at that station or how many stalls are available. And also if any of those stalls are broken. For example, if there's 10 stalls and 2B is broken, it'll tell you that 2B isn't working so that you don't try to park there and charge your battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull through. I'm gonna pull to this last stall over here. Now to reverse, you just push it all the way up. And then it has a backup camera, so it does show you what you're backing up to. Now I still use the window most of the time, sorry, the mirrors to back up, the side mirrors, just because it's a habit. To park, you just want to put it in a P and then you're good. All right, so we're plugged in and we are currently charging. I was going to show how to plug that charger port in, but it's also raining outside, so I didn't want to get the phone wet, and I don't want to be out there too long. So usually when you walk into a gas station, when you drive up to a gas station, what happens is you turn the car off, you get out, you pay for the gas, you pump the gas, etc. With a Tesla supercharger, it's a little different. You just get out, you plug it in, and then you can go walk to the bathroom or get some food or whatever. You don't actually pay at the station, it's just attached to a credit card. And instead of being done in, like 2 minutes, you're done in about 25 minutes to 55 minutes, depending on where you want to charge to. So right now, you saw that my battery was at 30 something miles left. You can see it's already moving. We're at 51 miles. So let's say that you just need just a quick charge because you got to go like 5 miles to work or whatever, but you forgot to charge the battery. You can come plug up for a few minutes and it's going to, you'll be fine. You can see right now I spent $1.76, and then I'll also show you that when it's completely done. So I'm still in the car, the AC is on, and you don't have to turn it completely off because it's not really on. There's no gas or anything to explode, so you can just sit in the car with the AC on. You can watch TV or whatever you want, and I'll show you that. But we can stop charging, we can unlock the charge port if we're done, but of course I'm gonna charge it all the way up. So this little slider is set to whatever the station that you're at. Usually they have like a limit to like 80% or whatever. For me, I drive a lot, so I always move this bar all the way up. So this is going to charge me to 197 miles with it right here in about 25 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to slide it because I need the actual full charge. So it's going to take me about 50 minutes to get to the full charge. And so when we see 50 minutes, we think, wow, that's a long time. And also it's probably going to be expensive, but it's actually not a long time considering what you can do when you're in the car while you wait. Let's say that I just need to work on some business stuff. I could just bring my laptop and just do that while I'm sitting here, or watch TV, watch YouTube, Netflix, etc. It's pretty much the same thing you will be doing at home, sitting on the couch, except you're sitting in the car, which might be better for you because it's less distractions. You can just get some work done. But I'm going to take you through the menu here and show you things that you can do while you're waiting. So we have the theater here, and it's got all your standard things that you can watch. It is only available while parked. You can't use this while driving, but you can just watch some tutorials. You can watch some TikToks if that's what you like, Netflix, YouTube, etc. Arcade, we've got some games here. Now I've never played any of these games, but pretty cool. And then we've got the toy box. Now this, you can customize the look of your car. So the outside of this car is white, so I just left it white, but you could change it to any color you want. Let's say if you just want it to be red or orange. Looks like an orange. You can just change it to whatever color you want. Go around the color wheel until your heart's content. Anyway, so I'm gonna put this back to white and just leave it there. I'm gonna be a little boring. We have a light show here. Now the light show, you can set it while people are outside the car, and it's gonna have a little light and music with the lights, whatever. Boombox, you can entertain a crowd that's outside with your music. So somewhere there's speakers that play outside of this car. It just like puts the sound out, so that's kind of crazy. And then of course we can replace our horn sounds. For example, let's say we want to make it a fart. So something pretty cool. I mean, you're not going to be using it on the road when you're driving, but it's a cool feature to have, you know, just like in a car. So, I mean, they made a car that you drive, but they also made it a little bit, you know, exciting, you know, things you can do. So, little fireplace, maybe you just want to hang out. And so it has a little sound for the fireplace. You can, so visually, you can see it, you can hear it, and also it changes the AC. It makes it hotter. So we're going to exit this, because it's actually pretty hot in here. Sketch, we can do some drawing while we're sitting here. There's Mars. Transfer your mount to the surface of Mars. I mean, there's a lot of things that are here that you can do while you're waiting. All right, so Spotify, you got a browser. We have dash cam here. If you get into an accident, it automatically records what's happening. There's a camera up here. And then I showed you the cameras that are outside the car as well. All those cameras are recording stuff. So energy, you can look at the way that you drive, and it just kind of tracks your consumption and gives you tips. Calendar, messages, of course the arcade I already showed you, the browser, Bluetooth. This connects to any Bluetooth device. I connect it to my phone. When I get out, when I get in, it automatically just reconnects. It's just saved in there, which is cool. FM radio, has karaoke, so karaoke, but you're singing while you're in the car. So it has a bunch of things, Party in the USA, all these different musics. All you do is connect to your Wi-Fi, and then you can just have some fun while you're sitting in the car and sing. Now, so I'm gonna go through this little menu here. We're gonna go back. Everything in this car is controlled from the screen. So we have your controls here. So we have your your lights. You can turn them off, parking on or auto. Mine are just set to auto, so they automatically come on. Also auto brightness as well. The mirrors. Now the mirrors, you can fold your mirrors in. You can unfold them out. You've got the child lock, window lock, glove box. Windshield wipers, we can turn them off there. You can turn them back on. You can also control that directly from your steering wheel. Now, to adjust your mirrors in a normal car, there would be some kind of controls on the door, you know, where you would just give me a second here. All right, there would usually be some kind of controls on the door where you can control it, or in the BMW, it's up here. But in this car, it's actually on the screen. So you would use this little button here. And if you want to move your mirror left, I don't know if you can see it while the rain is on the window, but let me move it here. You can see that moving a little bit. All right, so you can move it left or right, up or down, all with this button. And then of course, there's a mirror auto tilt. We've got the fold, and then the dim is what I mentioned before, where if it's dark outside, it will auto dim the mirrors for you so that the lights behind you aren't blinding you. I haven't really seen them work in the daytime, so I believe it's only a night feature. And of course, you can switch to the right mirror and do the same exact thing. So now the restore button, I have my settings saved in this car. So anytime I get in, it will just set everything directly to what my preferences were. So earlier when I was showing you if the seat went backwards or forward, I left it back a little bit. So right now when I push restore, it moved the seat up a little bit. I actually like it better in the back position a little bit more. So I might change that later. But it puts the mirrors and everything back exactly the way you want it. And then the screen brightness here, I leave it down low because I don't like the screen super bright, but I mean, it gets pretty bright. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that down there. You can also set it to auto mode. And it does go to dark mode when it's dark outside. 45 minutes left. We're already at 119 miles. So pedals and steering. So acceleration, you can choose between chill and standard. Now I haven't used chill before, but I'm assuming it just starts off slower. I have it on standard, and then steering mode, I have it on standard as well. Now I haven't used the comfort or the sport. I've only had it on standard, so I really can't tell you what the difference is. But I mean, in the standard, it feels like a normal car for steering. And then stopping mode is on hold, so which is supposed to maximize the range. So what that does is when you're, for example, if you're stopping, you don't need to take your foot off the gas and do this. All you do is just let your feet up slowly, and as you let it up, the car slowly slows down. We've got the slip start feature here. For example, if you're stuck somewhere, like if you drove your car on the beach or you went, to the dirt and you just can't get out. Charging screen we've already seen. Right now I'm at $7.50. So 127 miles so far. I'm at $7.57. You can calculate that to what it would be to your normal car to get up to those miles, and see how much you would have spent already. So this car does have full autopilot. While it does have autopilot, it does not have some of the features. So it does have auto steer, which is in beta. So what that does is when I'm driving on the highway, it automatically holds the lane. The first time you use it, it's kind of scary because you're not sure if that car on the side of you is, if you're gonna hit it or whatever. But from my experience, it's worked out pretty well. Now this one does not have the auto lane change, so if you want to change a lane, you have to manually do it. On cars that have that feature, which I believe is just a download, when you turn the turn signal on, it will automatically get over in a lane for you. Now I have my set speed to the speed limit, but you can set it to whatever your current speed is. I believe it won't go over 5 miles past the speed limit, but I just keep it at the actual speed limit. Automatic blind spot cameras, so it shows the side repeated camera when your turn signal is engaged. Again, that's whenever I do this, it shows the side signal. And as you can see, I'm just sitting here, so I'm just charging, and there's a bunch of stations that I'm charging at. Speed limit warning, I don't want to chime for it, so I just have it on display. It just shows me what it is. Speed relative, you can set it to go plus or minus. Forward collision warnings, I have it on early because using the autopilot at the beginning, I wasn't sure how it's going to work, and I do want to know if there's something way before I get to it versus when I get to it. So I have it on early. Lane departure avoidance, I have it on warning instead of assist because I do want to get myself out of trouble. I don't want the car to try to do it, or I don't want the car to think it's in trouble and try to get me out of it and then cause me to have an accident. So those are some features that the car has. You'd have to decide, which feature is right for you. Emergency lane departure, automatic emergency braking. We've got the obstacle aware acceleration, and then traffic aware. Now what's cool is that when you're driving this car, it does show you, for example, if you're driving through a construction area and there's cones or the barrels, it's gonna show all those on the road for you, so that even though you can see them visually with your eyes, they still show up on the little map. So we go through the locks here. So it shows you every time a key accesses the car. And then child lock, I have it off, but you can put it either on both doors or the left side or right side. Window lock, walk away door lock. So this one I have it set to automatically lock the doors and trunks, when you leave a phone or key fob. And then there's a driver door unlock mode, and then unlock on park. So these are pretty much the standard features of a normal car. The only difference is, the walk away or whatever, but these are pretty much features that are on normal cars already. So you have them here as well, except for the lock confirmation sounds. I don't know if cars have those sounds yet. I know the BMW does chime when you start it, but as far as, I don't have any sounds when I get in or out for the door locks. So lights, I have them on auto, of course, and then the dome lights are on auto. They automatically come on when you open the door, and then once you put the car in drive, they go off. Auto high beam is already off when you're in dark roads. Although I did notice yesterday when I put this car in auto drive, it did turn the auto high beams on, but I didn't need high beams because I was on the highway. So I may actually turn that setting off. Headlights after exit, they'll stay on for a while when you get out of the car, and that's something that's on normal cars as well. And then the steering wheel lights, basically the only steering wheel lights is just these little arrows right here on both sides. There's no other lights. So now the display, again, I have this at 14%. I manually moved the slider. It's on auto, but it switches to dark by itself. You can put this in a screen clean mode if you want to wipe all the fingerprints off. So while you're wiping, it'll kind of freeze the screen so you can wipe everything off. And then when you're done, you just hold the button and then it goes back to normal operation. You can set the touchscreen to any language that you want. Mine's in English, of course, because I speak English. But you can set it to something besides that. Has voice navigation, which I don't use voice navigation on my phone or on this car or any other car. I don't like the voice, like speaking out loud. But if that's something that you like to actually hear the voice instead of watching the screen, then it's here. The time is in 12-hour format. You can switch to 24. The energy display, again, I have it in miles, but you can put it in percentage, so 62% there. I like to have it in distance, so I know exactly how many miles I have left to go. The same as on a car. Normally when you're on a gasoline powered engine, it shows you how many miles are left. If it's a digital display, it shows you how many miles are left until empty, or to show you like a little slider, you know, it may be halfway or a quarter of a tank or whatever. My temperatures in Fahrenheit, and then tire pressures in PSI. Trips, you can set your A and B trips just like any normal car. The only difference is that this one will show you the average energy that you're using, and it's going to show you the total energy since your last charge. So 15,000 miles on this one already, almost 16,000. I do drive this car a lot. This is trip A, trip B. And then navigation, mine is automatically muted because I don't want to hear sound, but it does have a sound if you like navigation sound. Trip planner, so if you turn this on, it will add supercharger stops to your trip. So for those of you that drive gasoline powered engines and you're like, well, I don't want to run out of gas, you know, I think for most people that's the worst fear, is having to travel and running out of battery, running out of charge. I said gas, but running out of charge. That's not really possible because there's charging stations at a lot of places now. And then as you're traveling, this will automatically add a supercharger to your stop. So it's going to actually make you stop at a charger so you can fill up a little bit, and then it puts you right back on your route to continue going. Online routing, it finds the optimal route based on traffic conditions. So mine route to save is at 10 minutes. You can avoid tolls, HOVs, ferries, etc. So you can use your mobile access. No, I don't use a mobile access for this car, but it does have a Sentry mode so that when you get close with your phone and unlock it, it can unlock for you without having to use the key to open the car. And the key, again, is just a little card. Dash cam, I have it on auto. You can put it on manual or on a honk. So if you honk a horn at someone, it just starts recording. Park assist chimes, there's a Joe mode, which is, so reduces the volume of your car's chimes. So it alerts the driver, but it doesn't disrupt your passengers. So I just have that on, so it's a quiet chime and it's not super loud. Security alarm is on. If you want to set this car, let's say you're going on vacation, you don't want your son or daughter to drive it, you can set a PIN so that you have to enter a PIN in order to drive the car. So that's pretty cool. And then of course there is a glove box PIN. Cabin overheat protection is on, and basically what that does is it sets your car to a temperature so that, you know, if it's super hot outside, for example, Florida gets really hot, If it gets up to a certain temperature, it keeps the car cooler so that it doesn't get too hot. Now, of course, you need to have a battery that's charged enough in order for this feature to work. If it's 20% or less, it's not going to work. Something I did use, let me show you real quick, for the AC function. So for the AC, we have the front right here. So power, auto, we have all your different vents. It's on AC right now. You can set literally everything just by dragging, basically like you're using a computer monitor. You've got your forward, all your different seats from the bottom or the top. And then for the rear, there's AC vents back here. You can turn them all off or have the rear fan on. There's no one back there right now. I'm just going to turn it off. And then you can actually schedule your AC to come on at a certain time. For example, maybe you're going to leave at 9 o'clock in the morning, so you want the AC on, then I guess you can, turn it on. Otherwise, when you get in the car, the AC literally takes like 20 seconds to get cold, so it's fine. You can keep it at a certain temperature here with the lock. Also, there is a dog mode. So this mode is pretty cool because if you have a dog in the car, it's going to turn the screen up, right? So when you get out of the car, close the door, leave the dog inside. On this screen, let me see if I do it here. So it doesn't do it unless I actually get off of the seat, but it's hard for me to show it to you if I'm not in the car. So basically on this screen, it's gonna say, don't worry, the owner's coming back soon. The temperature is set to 70 degrees or whatever, to let anyone that passes by that sees a dog know that the air conditioner is on and the dog is fine. So that's pretty cool. We bought a hamster for my daughter yesterday, so we left the hamster in the car, turned on dog mode, and went in the store and came back. There's a camping mode, which I haven't used. So the car will stay on the battery, which is 20%. So almost the same thing as the dog mode. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. So to get out of a menu, all you have to do is just swipe, it'll get rid of it. And then I'm gonna go back to this one here. So safety, we went to that one, service. Now service, this is where you find everything for your car. So it shows you all the different PSIs for the tires. Right now this is not showing. I'm actually not sure why. It did show a few days ago, so we'll just leave it there for now and see if it updates. But otherwise, there's an owner's manual that you can look through that's literally just in the computer. That's kind of crazy. Usually you're searching for your owner's manual or looking online or whatever, but it's all there for you. You can adjust your headlights, you can do wheel configuration, there's a camera calibration, the wiper service mode, factory reset. You can do your seat and steering calibrations here, and also there's any notifications, and you can put it in towing mode. Now car wash mode is kind of whited out, but I have used it already. Now this is probably not showing because it's charging right now, but in car wash mode, if you put that mode on, it automatically folds the mirrors, it automatically seals the windows a little tighter so no water gets inside. So it's pretty cool. Like, it knows that it's going through a car wash. It's kind of weird, but those are the kind of features you get with this car. This car has crazy amount of technology. So software, the car automatically gets updates. So it checks for updates, and then it'll update your car with whatever updates are released. As you can see at the top, it says LTE right there. You can also press that button and connect it to a phone to get to share Wi-Fi so that you can play games, watch movies, etc. And then of course we have your upgrade screen, which is going to be unavailable at the moment. So that's it for the features. Oh, you can make phone calls as well. So it has all the different phone calls here that you can, it usually just comes up in the corner here. You can accept, decline, or do it with your steering wheel. For me, I just do it, with the little button here on my watch or whatever I'm wearing. It has everything you need here for the phone calls. And we're gonna put that one down. And that's it. So your map is pretty standard. Shows the different places that are on the map, you can actually turn these off where it just shows the map only. But I like seeing the, you know, gas station or bank or store or whatever that's nearby. So if I want to make a stop somewhere, most importantly, I like seeing where the chargers are, which are always in red. This is the one I'm at right now. So it shows this supercharger shows 5 stalls available out of 12 because there are cars on the other side over there. 250 kilowatts max. This is how much it costs me per kilowatt hour, which is 36 cents. And then, for example, if the car is done charging, but let's say you're inside eating or something and you don't come out and unplug it, it charges $1 a minute. So the idle fees up to $1 a minute. So you want to make sure as soon as it's done charging, you unplug it. And also because other people want to charge your car also. You don't want to take up the charger from people who are trying to charge. Some of these stations, there's a little wait in order to actually charge your car. So, you know, unplug it when you're done. And it does show you what's available at the station. So bathrooms, food, drinks, Wi-Fi, etc. All right, so we've been through all the features of the car. I've showed you the outside, the inside, all the specs, everything. What you want to know is, should you buy this car as an auto enthusiast? Or by owning this car, are you still an auto enthusiast? So I think the answer is a little, I think it's a yes or no. I'm going to put it in the middle. It's a yes or no. So some of you may be just into engine performance alone. This car has it. I mean, it has no engine. It has no sound. You aren't going to hear anything, but it's fast. At any one time when you're on the road, you're faster than most cars around you from 0 to 60. I can be on the highway and I can blow by a car that's already in front of me. I can be at a stoplight. When the light turns green, I'm already halfway down the road and that car is still passing the line. So from that aspect, it's fast. The only thing you're going to miss is there's no sound. Now, from a customization standpoint, the only thing I don't like is parking next to all the other Teslas and they all look the same. So I'm more into modifications. I like cars that look different. I like changing things. I don't like stock. So from the Tesla website, there are upgrades that you can get. There are different wheels, there are different seat colors. Even with those upgrades, you still have the chance of looking the same as someone else that parked next to you, which is something I personally don't like. I want to look different. I want my car to be different when I park next to someone. I want to spot it in the parking lot. I want to spot it across the parking lot. If you park 2 white Teslas next to each other, you're not gonna know which one is yours unless you remember which parking spot you parked in. As far as I know, there's not a lot of let's say like body kits or spoilers or anything like that for this car. There may be. I haven't done an extensive search yet, but let's say, for example, if you drive a Honda, there are endless aftermarket parts for your vehicle that you can put on that makes you stand out from everyone else that's near you. You're gonna know where your car is in the parking lot, across the map, across the world, wherever it's at. You're gonna know where it's at because it's different, right? So in that aspect, I mean, I don't think there's a lot of things for this car. And also, even if there were, how would those parts affect the ability to get the proper miles from the charge? Would it affect the aerodynamics? Would it affect like whatever, anything, safety features, etc.? There's a lot of stuff in this car, a lot of technology. I think it's a pretty nice car. It has a lot of stuff. But as an audio enthusiast, you're gonna miss a few things. It's gonna take a while to get used to. Now, I've been driving this car for 4 weeks. This is my 4th week driving this car, and I like it. Would I replace like a BMW or would I replace a Honda with it? No. I would like to have it as a second car, so I can drive around town. Now, with gas prices being crazy expensive, like, this is the car you want to be in because you don't want to end up at the pump. So I do Uber in the BMW. Well, I did before this whole insurance thing, and I was spending $45 a day in gas. Now in this car, I'm spending around $13. So today is the lowest I've ever went in miles. I always fill it up when it's got like 70 or 80 miles left. So today I did it when it had 30 something, and I'm going to show you at the end how much I'm paying to get this back to 200 and whatever miles. It's going to go to 244. So it's not going to be $45. I'm going to tell you that right now. So if you're trying to save gas with the way the gas prices are right now across the world, and they're only going to be going up higher, like I don't think it's going to come down anytime soon. So for now, I'm actually enjoying not having to buy gas, because that's extra money that I don't have to spend. As an audio enthusiast, I don't think the point is to just spend as much money possible. I think it's okay to save money and still enjoy a car. So for now, I'm enjoying, going fast or whatever, but I'm also enjoying not spending money on gas. Let's talk about community. So as auto enthusiasts, we all know that we all have our own little community. So Honda owners, we see other Honda owners, we talk to Honda owners, whatever, we hang out, meet, shows, whatever. Like there's a respect. BMW owners, it's the same thing. Any other car that you drive where there's shows or meets involved, you usually have respect for people that are in that same community. Now, of course, there are always the haters who talk about specific cars. If you don't have this, if you don't have that, it's kind of changed the way that car culture is nowadays, which is what it didn't used to be like that back in the day. It used to be where everyone just showed love for everybody. Everyone's art was different. If you didn't like it, whatever, it may not be for you, but it's that person's art. It's up to them. It's their car. They're spending the money or whatever. Nowadays, it's more like, we all have to be stanced, or we all have to not have body kits, or that's rice, or whatever it is. Going back to that, the dictionary for Urban Dictionary, and Urban Dictionary, I found this online, so you can look it up yourself. But again, an auto enthusiast is just someone who has like a real love for cars. Like it doesn't have to be like a specific, part of the car. They just love cars in general. If we talk about, let's say, some people say, oh, you bought it, you didn't build it, does that make you a non-car enthusiast? If you're into modifications, but you're not into actually building the engine, does that make you not a car enthusiast? See, I think we've all gotten confused on what an actual car enthusiast is, and it's just someone who loves cars. You can love, whatever you want about a car. For example, let's talk about Supercar Blondie, one of my favorite car people. She's always showing like crazy cars, right? She doesn't build cars, she doesn't, know like a ton about like engines or whatever, but she's always showing cars. She has an absolute love for cars. And that's what an auto enthusiast is. You just love cars. You love the culture. So Tesla also has its own culture. So when you show up to chargers, I don't think I've ever been to a charger once where I got out of the car and someone in another charger didn't give me a head nod or speak or smile or something. It was like you felt like you were part of this little community. And that's the same as it is with normal car culture, where no matter what you're driving, you have mutual respect for other people who are driving the same types of cars. So I don't know what else to say. It's yes and no. Personally, I would buy this car as a second car. If I had like a lot of money and I needed more than one car, or I just wanted to play toy and then something else, I'd buy this car as a second car. Right now, this is technically going to be my only car until I can find a car to replace the BMW with, once the insurance figures out what's going to happen. So until then, I'll be driving this. So I'm going to miss just like engine sound completely. I'm going to miss exhaust sounds or all that. So I do wish that this car had some kind of sound to resemble like a normal gasoline engine. But again, if they added all that stuff, I'm assuming it would affect how much of a charge you get in battery. And so driving an electric car, you really want to get as much like miles as possible, so that you have to stop less to charge up. Now, I use a supercharger exclusively for this car. So it's the Tesla superchargers. They take about 55 minutes, or I think it was 50 minutes to go from low to full charge. But you can plug this up at your house overnight, come home, plug it up in the garage, forget about it, just leave it plugged until you are ready to go in the morning and you're good to go. Also, it's cheaper because it's at your house. The electricity is like 20 something cents a kilowatt hour, versus what I spent here, which is, I believe it was 36 cents. Some places are like 43 cents. You know, it depends on where you go. So you always have to look at the map and figure out how much it is. So, but I think that's it. My answer is yes or no. I can't really give you a yes or no answer. It's gonna be both. So if you want to save some gas, if you want to go fast, if you want a car that actually looks really nice, it's modern, it's updated, you know, it has updated features, it's a real car. It just doesn't have sounds. If you're an enthusiast and you just absolutely have to have this engine sounds, or feel the shifting, or feel the exhaust, then it's not going to be for you. But what I'd recommend is renting one. You know, rent one for like a week or whatever, drive it around, and then kind of decide if it's for you or not. The car is about $60,000. I think monthly payments and that's like probably like over like $800 a month. So that's pretty much in the same area as buying like a Civic Type R or like a Supra or something like that. So it's kind of the same. Now, I've never seen the comparison test between a Tesla and a Supra, or a Tesla and a Type R, to see what those specs are like, you know. But I mean, it's a pretty nice car. So that's gonna be it for now, because this video is super long. I do apologize the video is so long, but hopefully you got some information from it. I will be leaving an update for the BMW, the E90, letting you guys know what happened. And I do want to show you what this ends at, but it's not done yet. So I'll just add a little clip right at the end of this when it's done. I've got about 20 minutes left, but I'm gonna chill for a second, let this video die a little bit, and then I'll show that. But have a good weekend, and I'll try to get this up tomorrow or later today. So if you don't see this by like Sunday, if it's already Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, I did this on the weekend. But yeah, have a good week then. So later, guys. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to see anything, let me know in the comments. Also, what do you think? Do you think that you could own a Tesla and still be a car enthusiast? Let me know in the comments below. All right, leave a comment, please. I want to know what you guys think. Also, if you drive a Tesla, you know, let me know what you think. If you drive a Tesla but you've also owned other cars, let me know what you think. Because if you've never driven either, if you're a car enthusiast but you've never driven a Tesla, you're gonna have a one-sided view. If you've driven Teslas but you haven't actually been a part of like the car community, like Hondas or whatever, imports, Europeans, you know, cars, you're gonna have a one-sided view also. So if you've driven both, you have an idea of what it's like on both worlds. So I fortunately have driven both. Now I've driven European, Japanese, and now this, and so I kind of can see where, you know, they differ and where they're alike. So please drop a comment, let me know what you think. If you want to see anything else, let me know in the comments. I need volunteers. I need people who want to talk about their cars, talk about your life. I want to see your project, what inspired you, how you got there. I want you on the hang. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. This is gonna be it for now. I will include that clip at the end, but that's it for now. Peace. Have a good weekend. So this charging is almost done. When I showed it to you before, I had I forget how many minutes were remaining, but it was at like 16 something, or I think it was at $16 or whatever. Right now it's at 16.78, so it hasn't moved much higher, but I only have 1 minute remaining. This charging station right here is 36 cents a kilowatt hour. Okay, we just completed. So 16.78. We're gonna stop charging, and then we're gonna unlock the charging port so we can unlock it.